A recent study found that the greatest mass extinction ever occurred about 250 million years ago. To put that in our human context, we've been around on this planet as a species for about 200,000 years. So 250 million years is more than 1,000x our entire time on the species. When you have to look back that far for comparisons, you're into pretty alarming territory. That massive die-off, this study showed, was triggered by rapidly acidifying oceans. Then the source was huge amounts of carbon dioxide that were released by volcanic eruption. Now the source is us. Increasingly acidic oceans are already hurting the billion-dollar US shellfish industry. The Pacific Northwest, Taylor is here, is really being hit first, but ultimately we expect that we're going to be hit hard in the Northeast as well. Rhode Island's not a big state. We're proud of our $14 million annual mollusk harvest. We want that to get bigger. We do not want that to shrink. Coastal economies like Rhode Island's rely on clean and safe beaches and vibrant ocean habitats. And offshore drilling brings a risk of accidents that can be devastating to those resources. I was our United States Attorney in Rhode Island when the North Cape oil barge ran aground in 1996 and dumped about 800,000 gallons of heating oil near the shore. That threw our fishing and recreation industries into real disarray. We charged them with a crime, and we secured over $9 million in criminal penalties, but I never want to see another disaster like that befall our shores. So I don't want to see the Atlantic opened up to risky oil and gas development, and I don't want to see the Arctic opened up to oil drilling either. We just had a nice milestone in Rhode Island where we initiated construction of the first offshore wind farm in the waters of the United States. They're building it now. I'd like to see a lot more of that. Carbon pollution from burning fossil fuels is raising sea levels measurably, warming our waters measurably, and acidifying our seas. The sea level at Naval Station Newport is up 10 inches since the 1930s, and the mean winter water temperature in Narragansett Bay is 3 to 4 degrees warmer, Fahrenheit warmer since the late 1950s. That is an ecosystem shift that is affecting our local fishermen today. So we're trying to do a little bit about it in Washington. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and I founded a Senate Oceans Caucus, pledging to focus on those issues facing our oceans and coasts where we could find bipartisan support. Of course, we can't find bipartisan support on the reality of climate change right now, so we have to narrow our aperture, but nevertheless, we are proceeding. These areas include marine debris, pirate fishing, and ocean data monitoring. Our first success was last Congress, when we passed 4 treaties that would prevent illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. And now we are working with you towards implementing legislation on those 4 treaties. If you don't think 4 treaties is a big deal, it was 9 years since we last passed 4 treaties. So that was not a bad day's work when we got them all done at once. And we look forward to framing out our work on marine debris and on ocean data monitoring and continuing the progress. I've also been working to establish a national endowment for the oceans to provide a stable funding stream for restoration, protection, and research into our ocean and coastal resources. National Endowment for the Oceans we call NEO. NEO is structured to create a true endowment, generating interest and spending only a percentage of the fund every year so that it can grow and provide more and more support over time. Twice I have gotten NEO through the Senate on a bipartisan basis. Twice the Flat Earth Society in the House of Representatives has torn it out of the conference bill and made sure that it did not come to pass. So it is a continuing project. I'm hoping 3 times is the charm. Bob Ballard has described as a, quote, major problem, I'll quote him here, the disconnect between the importance of oceans and the meager funds we as a nation invest to not only understand their complexity, but to become responsible stewards of the bounty they represent. The National Endowment for the Oceans will help us become responsible stewards of the bounty. We cannot just take. We must also listen. Again, I thank all of you for being here to be a voice for the oceans in Washington. I hope you have a productive week on the Hill making them listen, and an enjoyable evening at the 8th Annual Peter Benchley Ocean Awards, honoring and celebrating some of our great ocean leaders. Together, we can get a lot done, and I'm proud to be here pledging to work with you. Thank you.